Safeway, Trader Joe's, Sprouts, or Whole Foods?
Oh boy.
Which would you choose to shop at and why?
Safeway, Whole Foods, Sprouts, and Trader Joe's.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I got my horse. I'll let you guys.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm a Sprouts guy. I'm a big Sprouts guy. And let me tell you why. So I consider Sprouts to be the love child of Whole Foods and Trader Joe's.
I was going
The
to say
love
the same
child.
thing.
Because, Trader Joe's, good prices, but somewhat limited selection. Whole Foods, better selection, whole paycheck, sell your car. Sprouts, right in the middle. It has more selection than Trader Joe's of, quality, healthy products versus Safeway's kind of the mainstream stuff. But it's less expensive than Whole Foods. And I could dive into the produce, I could dive into the prepackaged, all of those idiosyncrasies. But that's my horse in the race. I'm a Sprouts guy.
I'm exactly with you on that. And I never used to be that because Sprouts was like inconvenient.
It is inconvenient.
It's inconvenient for us just from a geographic perspective. But like we've been doing a lot more road tripping and stuff. And like we pulled into some really great Sprouts stores. One of the things I don't like about Trader Joe's is their small footprint. It limits their selection, but it also annoys the shit out of me when I'm trying to maneuver.
There's too many damn people in there,
dude,
and too many employees on the floor constantly.
So annoying. I'm sure that's not what people want to know about. I think it's probably more about like the food selection, produce. Just all day long kills anything you could ever get at Trader Joe's, as far as I'm concerned, with Sprouts. I think there's way more.
It's definitely very seasonal at Sprouts,
which I appreciate. That I think if I'm doing if I'm thinking this way, like I should be eating seasonally. I should be eating what's fresh, what's available to me in my region. Specific to foods. If you've got foods coming in from other countries because they can grow them there due to climate differences, as a matter of convenience for you at your local grocery store, you should be thinking about like, well, how long that thing been on a ship for? How long has it been on a truck for? Where is it coming from? Are the places that was grown, like, do they have...
regulations are in place.
Are they paying attention? And again, a lot of people go, well, yeah, the whole organic label is bullshit anyway. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. Like there's a lot of gray area there. But eating seasonally, I think, is number one, keeps things, you got things changing up for you. You're staying in rotation, right? You're not eating the same stuff all the time. So you're exposing yourself to, in this case, different phytonutrients, different vitamin, mineral, and micronutrient and phytochemical profiles, that kind of thing. I'll go back, and then the other part there was like the meats and selections there. I think they tend to be more fresh and less messed with.
Yeah, but yeah, Trader Joe's, as far as that's of those four, I would go to Safeway to get meat before I would go to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's, their
100%.
meat selection is not very good, and yeah, I got a New York steak from Trader Joe's a week or two ago. It sucked. Yeah, it was not good.
I got a bone to pick.
Oh.
No pun intended with Whole Foods with regard to their meat. But anyway, Cece, where do you stand on this?
I really like Trader Joe's because I do like the size of it. It's small. It's not as overwhelming for me because when I go into a huge supermarket, I'm like, oh, wow, where do I go? Where do I shop? And I think every Trader Joe's is pretty much set up the same. So I do like going there. I think that, their produce, it's accessible. They have a lot of things that are packaged organically, like your lettuces and your arugulas and those types of things. So it's easy to go in. It's dependable. I do like Sprouts, but for me, it's a 20, 25-minute drive. And so, Trader Joe's is literally down the street. Whole Foods, I go there by default just because it's convenient. But, it is expensive, like you say, a whole paycheck. And then the whole thing as far as just like, it's just overwhelming kind of to me. And then as far as Safeway, I do like Safeway. I will sometimes go there for meats or some canned items that I do want. But, the Safeway by us, I don't like going there because I don't feel safe. Yeah. And I think it's dingy and dirty in there. So the Safeway I will go to is the one when I go pick up my daughter. And it's considered the richer people's Safeway versus the poor people's Safeway.
Yeah, Safeways can kind of vary. No, you're right. Yeah, there can be a.
Like I feel like I'm going to get accosted in the parking lot at Safeway.
Oh, you will.
One by us.
Not you. You might. You will. There's something to be said for that kind of where they put these stores and what your shopping experience is like. Well, last thing I'll say, I can move on from this topic, but the Whole Foods thing. I mean, people have heard us, sort of confront Whole Foods on this show before, but one of the things with Whole Foods, particularly in the last 2 years, is what Amazon has done to that company, that shopping experience, the quality of food or lack thereof that's coming into that store. For me, I will avoid that place at all costs. And going back to the meat section, you go back there, it all started with this should be organic, locally, raised, farmed, so forth. And they have their little meat scale, or their categories, like where it came from, how it was raised. Go into that place and try to find, naturally and non-farm raised fish. You won't find it, at least not at our store. So I can't get anything that hasn't been raised on a farm. We should do an episode on fish farming and what they feed these things and how they do that.
What are your tilapia actually eating?
What's in that farm raised salmon that you're getting? Like, it's disgusting, and it's scary at the same time. But that said, you go back there and you would expect, again, Whole Foods to have a really good meat selection, and occasionally I will buy meat there. Doesn't hold a candle to the little Italian market around the street from us. I was
just gonna say,
where I can get 10 times the meat for the same less cost, and I'm just ultimately more satisfied.
Shop local.